Dreamers, and welcome back to Perla's Dreams. Taurus, Gemini, Cusp. Um, Again, guys, these are general readings, so take whatever resonates and leave the rest. Um, okay. You're you're putting an end to something. There's this energy of an ending that is very painful. Excuse me. Something that you have really been thinking about. You have really been going like back and forth within yourself whether or not to end something. For a lot of you, this is going to be romantically, where you're walking away from a situation that is no longer serving you. And it's not necessarily that the other person has, like, done you wrong. And if they did, you know it still falls under the the area, right? You have both kind of like outgrown each other. You're both growing, but you're going in different directions. Um, for those of you that this is not romantically, that again, the energy still applies. There's an energy of outgrowing something. Maybe you have outgrown your career. Maybe you have outgrown a friendship. Maybe you have outgrown the your workout routine, right? Your spiritual practice, in the sense that it needs to expand. There's something that it's almost kind of like there's this feeling of like more is required, more is needed, more is wanted, and you're no longer waiting to go forward looking for this more. So where maybe in the past you may have stayed in situations longer than you should have, now it's like there is no space for that. When it comes to you, there is no negotiating your there's no negotiating your process in this life. It's the way that I'm looking. It's the way that it's coming up. This process of living, this process of learning, this process of experiencing. There is no more negotiating when it comes to that. And again, whatever this is that you're walking away from, it is something that you have held very dear to your heart. It is something that you have invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of focus directly redirected to either this person or this job, this situation. But it's just no longer there, and that's just the truth. And it's not necessarily that, yeah, it's sad and it's in its own way, but it's also beautiful when you're able to walk away from something knowing that you gave 100% of yourself, 100% effort while you were in it, but it is just no longer working. It is no longer going anywhere. It's not growing anymore. And the reason for that is, a lot of the times, is we have to realize that, certain people, certain situations are only in our lives for certain seasons. Seasons that we need to learn certain things, right? Maybe this time for you, whether it's moving away from a person or moving away from a job or whatever, is to refocus on yourself and reevaluate, okay, what career path is going to bring me this fulfillment in my life, right? How can I give myself what I have been seeking romantically or platonically from others? So and for some of you, and I have to say this because it's coming through, it's like you already know what it is that is missing within something, but you also know, it's almost kind of like, okay, you're you know what it is that you want in a partner, and you've expressed it, you've communicated it over and over and over again, and it's still not there. It's still not there. And yeah, sometimes it does has to do with it, like, the person is mirroring us and we are missing that within ourselves. But if you have evaluated that and you see that you're giving yourself what it is that you are, that you are, I don't know why I'm hesitant to use the word expect, but let's put it that we're going to use it. So let's say you're giving yourself the attention, you're giving yourself the love, you're giving yourself the compassion, you're giving yourself the grace, you're giving yourself all of these things, and you're also giving them to your partner, but your partner is not reciprocating that back to you, even though you have time and time and time again spoken out. Then at some point you have to realize that it's not necessarily that you're not putting in the work, it's not that you're not doing it, it's just they're on their own, that person is on their own path, and they're not there yet, and that is okay. They're not there, and that is okay, right? It's bringing back to mind this video that I saw a while back, where there was a couple that was celebrating their anniversary and they had a cake, and the wife told the husband like not to smear cake on her face, and she pleaded with him like multiple times, and then the first thing he does is go ahead and smears the entire cake in her face. So at that point, even though she had communicated, she had expressed why she didn't want it, she had expressed everything, he still went ahead and did the behavior. So she at that point had to make a decision, like, do I continue on with somebody that cannot even respect a simple request from me? You understand what I mean? So, like, you could be at a job where you're putting in the work, you're putting in the hours, you're going above and beyond, and you're constantly being overlooked for promotions. Maybe you have outgrown that job. You have outgrown the people that you have worked with. They're not seeing what it is that you're putting in. Maybe they are after the new shiny person, the new shiny toy. And then you have to go ahead and put yourself or take yourself to another place where you will be valued, where your work ethic, right? What it is that you're bringing to the table can be seen and can be appreciated. And that's pretty much what is in store for you this month. And again, there is this energy of like, it is time to let go, it is time to walk away, but I am making peace with it because I know what I put into this, right? I know the work that I've done. I know the amount of time and effort that I've put into something. So you can walk away from this holding your head up high because you know that you did everything that needed to be done in order to make something work. Let's go ahead and see. Let's pull out an oracle card as your final message. These energies, when especially when you're asked to make a decision or to make a choice on something that wasn't necessarily horrible, right? It wasn't like, oh, whatever, but there's no growth in it. And you have to realize when you've outgrown a space in like wherever that is and make the adequate changes so that you can move forward, so that you can continue on evolving. So we have the Hermit card, which talks about retreat and recharge. And that is exactly what you're doing. You're retreating and you're recharging. So I don't know if you can see it there. Um, and it's a beautiful thing when we step back and we realize like, okay, this is no longer serving me. So what am I gonna do now? Take that time to like really evaluate, really go within yourself and see where it is that you're being led to. So with the Hermit, we have take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. The Hermit card is one of solitude and meditation. It represents your capacity to go within and arrive at the cave of your heart. Many times, the answer to your problems lies within. And if you don't take the time to connect with yourself and feel comfortable alone, you won't be able to hear the messages that are rising up inside of you. So, again, for those of you that are still in that space of like going back and forth, like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? If you're asking yourself that question, you already have your answer. Whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, that is a completely different thing. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you at this moment in time. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.